Okay, this will be an interesting one. If we can make this look good. It's not an easy one, I don't think. So now we're just going to switch this one text or maybe dot matrix, because it's like fax paper. It's basically, let's see how we go black. I'm actually thinking maybe we'll just keep it at that dot matrix. I'm just going to set this up. I don't know how big we're going to make it, how we're going to position. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Just going to set this maybe a little bit of, oh, fuck you, Konica Minolta. What are you doing, you fucking shitter? You and your fucking user interface. This is shit user interface. It's rubbish. I don't know why you came up with this most dumbass design. Trying to simulate a mobile phone. How lame is that? It is fucking lame, Konica. You didn't do a very good job of it, bitch. Fuck you, idiots. Did a lousy job. Everything you do is shit, pretty much. Except for the legacy features that the toner heads put on there and made this more interesting. Anyway, we're photocopying this, a Vinnie's receipt. So it looks like we're just going to put it, it's going to be just close to, A6, which is good. And it needs a bit of an enlargement there maybe. So we're just going to put that down, and I'm going to enlarge it on the horizontal. I think we're going to make it 200, and on the vertical we're going to make it 210. We're going 210. So let's see how this looks. Okay, that's interesting, but the thing we have a problem with is that if we need a black background to offset this looks shit. You can't see the beautiful folds in the paper. So I'm going to have to maybe leave the dock feeder open and let it not be so flat. So if we leave the dock feed open, we'll get a white background and that'll be black. So now let's see how that goes. So we're just going to leave the docket just like that. Hit finish and then hit start. Let's see how that looks. That looks more interesting. So there you have that. I'm thinking we're going to need, I'm just wondering if we're going to need more enlargement for this. Maybe down there a bit more once again. So we're just going to add to here. We're going to add 200. I think 220 might be the way to go. 220. And I'm wondering if the X is going to need anything. I think the X is going to stay there. I still think there should be more shadows to make it look nicer. I'm wondering if there's any way I could make more shadows for this to make it look more interesting. So I'm wondering if maybe the bleed removal can be pushed up to the maximum setting. And we'll see how that goes. So this is an interesting thing we're trying to achieve here. Some demos just aren't destined to work, but hopefully this one will come up interesting. Well, let's see if pulling out the background has actually helped improve. It's improved it, maybe it hasn't improved it. Not much. Doesn't look much different. Yeah, there's not much difference, but we got the height is almost there. I'm wondering if that's as much as we're going to get it. It's an interesting shape. I'm wondering if there's anything way we can lessen the density. That that'll obviously be a way of going about it. So if we go here, we see both of them are in the middle. So now we're going to take our copy density, and logic tells us if we lighten it, we should have a lighter image, and therefore there should be more creases in the paper showing up. And when you do it on negative positive, it should be lighter, because normally we do it dark on negative positive. I don't know if this is going to work, but we've got to experiment. Anyway, that looks wishy-washy. I must confess, that does look wishy-washy, but you can now see the folds. Just the only drawback is it's too wishy-washy. I wonder if we're going to darken it, maybe go a little bit darker. Trying to work out what to set differently to this. Maybe we just went too far. So I'm wondering if we're just going to take it a little bit darker. Maybe the contrast, or the contrast is just right. So let's see how we do it now. Adding a bit of, see if we can get a good compromise happening. It's not easy doing this. I thought that some things are just so simple, but yet they don't always work out simple. Anyway, that's it. That looks good. We've got the best of both worlds. It's not too wishy-washy, and you can see the shadows. Just like here, you can see the shadows, maybe a bit less, but there are the shadows. Now we've got pretty well what we want in this respect. We're now going to print out 3 coloured versions of this. So we're now going to go here, and we're going to use the same settings, and we're going to make our colours. We're going to go first with cyan, and this is going to be printed like that. It's going to be cyan, and we're going to print the hot colours as mirror images. So now we just set this off, let this go and see what happens. See if our cyan looks good. So out it comes. There's our cyan contingent. It'll just go down here. Whoops, we just got lots of things in the way. Don't want things to be on camera to distract. But anyway, we're going this way, and we're just going to stick it upside down, and we're going to put our first piece, the black one, touch the corners together. And now we're just going to go and set the other colours up. Now we're going to start with our happy colour, yellow, and we're now just going to go here. Before we make any other adjustments, we're just going to hit mirror image, and then we're just going to hit start. I just found this somewhere. I don't know whether it was in a bag or something, in my bag or something. I just pulled out, and I just thought that would probably make a really nice demo if I can make it look really good. So the yellow, I'm going to put the yellow down here. We're just going to line them up at the end. We're just going to print them off first so we don't lose our settings. Okay, so now we're just on magenta. Here we go. There it goes. So now got the magenta, and now we press the start and that. Okay, that's our pinky colour known as magenta. So now we're just going to line these up with each other. Hopefully we can make it look really nice. These are not touching together as mirrors, however, but it still looks nice. So I'm just lining that up. It's not easy lining these up. Even though we don't have anything curling that we know about, it's still difficult sometimes. So the yellow one's going to be a little bit tricky to work out. So I think that's it. So now we've got our Vinnie's receipt reimagined.